Let's get some real data from GitHub and bind to that. I'm creating a function called fetchFeed that will make the call and update the data store on state. First thing we have to do in this function is require the auth service so that we can get the current user's authentication details and username. I'm just keeping it simple by ignoring the error. But don't do this in your production apps. You should really handle errors gracefully. I'm building up the URL that we need to call to get the user's events. Now we can use this URL and pass it to the Fetch API. We also need to specify some headers to this call for the basic HTTP authentication. We hook up a then to pass the results to JSON, and another then to handle the parsed response. When we get this response back, we want to make sure that we filter out any events that aren't push events, as we want to keep it simple and make all the items in the list of the same type. Now we call setState to update the data source, using clone with rows on the data source to get a new data source populated with the data from GitHub. We use component didMount to kick off this call, which, as mentioned earlier in this course, is the right place to trigger logic like this. It seems like the call worked because we're binding to some legit looking stuff in the list view. In the renderRow function, we update the binding to display the username for each push, instead of the whole object. Sweet, that looks much better.